Welcome you all for the course Management Accounting, and the topic which we are going to see is the marginal costing in which managerial decision making. Marginal costing is the most powerful and popular technique in aid of managerial decision making. As already seen in several parts of the marginal costing, it reveals the cost, volume, profit analysis and their relationship in all its ramifications, which is useful in profit planning, selling price determination, and selection of optimum volume of production, etc. The marginal costing, with its focus on variability of cost and avoidance of overhead apportionment, is so versatile that it is applied in varied circumstances and to tackle diverse problems by those in charge of such situations. Let us see the marginal costing and its managerial decisions in marginal costing. See, it is a powerful tool that it can be applied to have perfect managerial decision, as it has technically a sound capacity. And marginal costing could be applied to tackle various problems in different situations. Whether the situation is to fix the selling price, or to earn the amount of profit, or towards the profit volume ratio and contribution, or to eliminate one kind of product which has the lower contribution towards profit, and selection of a suitable product mix. There are different situations in which the marginal costing technique is applied and make out the managerial decisions. See some of the major areas of application of marginal costing. One is key factor or limiting factor. The two is make or buy decision. 3. Fixation of selling price. And 4. Export decision. And 5. Sales mix decision. And 6. Product elimination decision. 7. Planned merger decision. 8. Planned purchase decision. 9. Further processing decision. And shutdown decision. These are all the major areas wherein the marginal costing techniques are applied and the managerial decisions are taken. See, out of all those decisions, we are going to have the product elimination decision now. What is actually the product elimination decision? Once you don't have the profit in one product, you may be eliminating it and replacing by some other products, or completely eliminating such a product line and go with other existing product lines. See, when 2 or more products are sold by a firm as a sales mix, situation may arise where it may be felt that a particular product has to be eliminated. Such an elimination will be in two kinds. One is elimination without replacement and the other is elimination through replacement. In elimination without replacement, in that case, one product line which has poor selling line as well as poor profitable situation, that may be completely discontinued and the operations will go with other existing products. In the case of elimination through replacement, where the product has poor selling line or profitability, that may be replaced with other product which may be giving more profitability. So these two kinds in which we are going to discuss the product elimination decision. Let us have one particular example question for product elimination decision. The following data relates to a company which manufactures 3 products A, B and C. See here, the production of product A 2000 units, production of product A 2000 units, and B 2400 units, C 3000 units, for which the material cost per unit spent by A 5 rupees, B 8 rupees and C 12 rupees, and the labor cost spent by A 2 rupees per unit, 4 rupees in B and 3 per unit in C. Variable overheads 1 per unit in A, 2 per unit in B, and 1 per unit in C. And fixed overheads 6 per unit in A, 5 per unit in B, and 6 per unit in C. The total cost per unit of A 14 rupees and B 19 rupees and C 22 rupees. The selling price per unit is 20 rupees, 25 rupees and 30 rupees. The profit per unit is 6 in A and B respectively and 8 per unit in C. These are all the informations given by which you could understand that the selling price is 20, 25 and 30 respectively for product A and B and C fixed, and the profit per unit of A is 6 and B is 6, whereas C has earned the profit of 8. Seeing this information, which product is going to be discontinued or eliminated and which of the products are going to be taken back for the production operation. See here, the production manager suggests that one production line should be discontinued. One production line. Which production line is going to be discontinued? See, there are several product lines, 3 product lines A, B and C. He undertakes to double the existing production in the remaining 2 lines. So you are required to advise the management whether the suggestion is acceptable, and if so, which production line should be discontinued. This is what you have to calculate and apply the marginal costing technique, by means of which find out which product is going to be eliminated and which are all the products are going to be continued. See here, the production manager suggests various ways, in which the first step is step 1. See, calculation of fixed cost. How the fixed cost of the products calculated? Product A, 2000 units produced at the rate of 6 per unit of fixed cost. So 12,000. Product B's fixed cost 2400 units at the rate of rupees 5 per unit. See, that is also 12,000. And for product C, 3000 units at the rate of rupees 6 per unit. See here, 18,000. So the total fixed cost is estimated to be 42,000, and it is spent for the production of A, B and C. So total fixed cost. See, the next step is to calculate the marginal cost, by means of which the contribution per unit. Let's go to the second step. Step 2. Prepare one marginal cost statement. Write like this and put columns for A, B and C. Selling price per unit, name it as 1. A 20 rupees, B 25 rupees and C 30 rupees. Less marginal or variable cost. Marginal or variable cost. One by one write down them. Materials, one among the variable cost. Labor is another variable cost. Variable overheads, another variable cost. Take down one by one. 5, 2, 1 in A, 8, 4, 2 in B, 12, 3 and 1 in C, right? Total up and name it as 2, total variable cost. So 8, 14, 16. Now find out the contribution margin, contribution per unit. Contribution per unit 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 is 12, 11, 14. Which is 1? The selling price is 1, and which is 2? This total variable cost. So you have found out now 12, 11 and 14 are the contribution per unit. So taking into account the contribution, we have to take out with fixed cost, arrive at the profitability of each product line to check out. So contribution minus fixed cost will give you the profitability. That's what we are going to base for determining the decision regarding elimination or continuation. Right. Step 3. What is in step 3? See, prepare one comparative profitability statement. Comparative profitability statement. Right. A, one by one. If product A is discontinued, what will happen? B and C will be continued. Discontinued. The production of B and C will be doubled. So in this case, production of B, production of C are what? 2400 units and 3000 units. Now apply double. So double of production 4800 units, 6000 units. So total 10,800 units. Total production estimated. Total production of B and C. Now apply the contribution and fixed cost. Contribution of product B 4800 into 11. What is the contribution? 52,800. And for product C 6000 units into 14. So what they will get? 84,000. So total of these contribution 136,800, and apply the fixed cost so as to know the profitability. Fixed cost. So how much the fixed cost? 42,000. So what is the difference? 94,800. This is the profit if product A is eliminated and the B and C will be continued. Next step to see if product B is continued. See, if product B is discontinued, what will happen? A and C will be continued. So in all the cases you apply. If product B is discontinued, the production of A and C will be doubled. Now production of A 2000 into 2, 4000 units. Production of C 3000 into 2, 6000 units. So what will happen now? 10,000 number of units, right? Let us calculate the contribution and profitability. Contribution for product A and product C. Product A 4,000 and product C 6,000 into their contribution 12 and 14 respectively. What will you get? 48,000 and 84,000. So 1,32,000 is the total amount of contribution. So total contribution which could be earned doubling A and C, eliminating B. Now apply the fixed cost. This is fixed cost. Fixed cost is 42,000. So what is the profitability? 90,000 is estimated to be in the case of doubling A and B, eliminating product A and C, eliminating product B. Okay. And the C is if product C is discontinued. Product C is discontinued. What will happen? The production of A and B will be continued. A and B will be continued and doubled. Right. See here, production of A is 2,000 units, is doubled now 4,000 units. And production of B 2,400 units into 2, 4,800 units. So total number of production will be 8,800 units. Now apply the contribution per unit of respective products of A and B. Contribution A is equal to 4,000 into 12, 48,000. B 4,800 into 11, 52,800. So total contribution is 100,800. Total contribution is 100,800, and apply the fixed cost so as to know the profit less fixed cost. Fixed cost is as usual 42,000. So differentiate, you will get 58,800 is profit. Sir, we have taken all the components. A is eliminated, B and C will be doubled. B is eliminated and A and C will be doubled, and C is eliminated, A and B will be doubled. If at all, if the existing production of 3 products will be doubled and continued, what will happen? We'll see. D. If the existing production of all the 3 products is continued, what will happen? See contribution. Not double the existing production line itself continued. 2,000 into 12, the contribution will be 24,000. And for product B, 2,400 into 11, 26,400. And for product C, 3,000 into 14, 42,000. Right? The total contribution is 92,400 less fixed cost. Less fixed cost 42,000. What is the result? 50,400. This is profit. Right. So by this we could understand profit of A, B, C and D. Just take out profit of A option, profit of B option, profit of C option, profit of D option. D option is 50,400 and go back and see C option 58,800 and B option 90,000 and 94,800 A option. So 94,800, 90,000 and 58,800. 58,800, 94,800 and 90,000. Which option gives more profit? A option. A option does mean A is eliminated and B and C will be continued. So that production manager as well as the manager of the organization take the decision of continuing B and C with double the amount of production by eliminating the product A. That's a result they have taken here, and such a decision is now recommended to the management for adoption. From the above analysis, we could understand that, or it is clear that the profit is maximum when product A is discontinued, and hence the management is advised to discontinue product A and double the production of B and C. So here product A is eliminated, product A is eliminated and product B and C are going to be continued with double the amount of or double the quantum of production. Double the quantum of production. This is what a managerial decision called elimination decision, product elimination. Okay, product elimination decision. Out of 10 decisions what we saw earlier, we have taken one decision with good example. I hope I would have reached everybody and would be able to apply the technique and arrive at the answer. I take another part is selection of a suitable, profitable or earnable sales mix, right? Profitable sales mix or suitable sales mix. See, when a concern manufactures more than one product, a problem often arises as to the product mix or the sales mix which will yield the maximum profits. Even they will not be able to understand which mix will be earning and will be sustaining the profitability and which mix destroys the profitability or curtail the profitability, cut short the profitability. They will not be able to understand at the point. So at one point of time, to make a decision, they have to make out the product mix calculations or sales mix calculation, applying some different phenomena as well as factors. In determining the optimum or profitable sales mix, the products which give the maximum contribution are to be retained and their production should be increased. Understand? Which product is giving maximum contribution is to be retained, and such a production should be increased so that others will be decreased, so as to know the suitability and the profitability of particular sales mix. We need to apply some kind of technique which we are going to see in the next pages. Right. The production of products actually which give comparatively the lesser contribution lesser contribution should be reduced or dropped altogether. Suppose A, selling price minus variable cost and contribution. B, selling price minus variable cost and contribution. See, apply. A, selling price 10 and variable cost 6. B, selling price 15 and variable cost is 11. So here 4 rupees, here 4 rupees. But which 4 rupees is good? When you take out these items, contributions are similar, but the variable cost is higher here, and here 60%, here more than 60%. So which should be taken into account for more production and which should be kept silent or lesser production? These are all to be decided over. One. Second point, 10 rupees and 6 rupees, same 10 rupees and 8 rupees, whereas the contribution margin is 4 and 2. So in this case, A may be accepted, B may be regretted. Finally, the optimum sales mix is that which gives the highest contribution. Which is optimum sales mix? Which of the mixes that gives more contribution or maximum contribution or highest contribution? In case there is a limiting factor, the contribution per unit of limiting factor, which should be considered while justifying the profitability of product. So here contribution per unit is the limiting factor. So we need to calculate all the sales mix and their contribution per unit so as to know particularly which mix gives higher contribution. Such mix may be adopted for the production. Let us see now an example that the management of A Company Limited is considering the sales budget for the next budget period. You are required to present to the management a statement showing the marginal cost of each product and to recommend which of the following sales mixes should be adopted. There are 4 sales mixes given. One is 1800 units of X, the other is 1200 units of Y, third is 1200 units of X and 400 units of Y, and 900 units of X and 600 units of Y. See here, only X, in second mix only Y, and third only X and Y of 1200 and 400, and in fourth X and Y of 900 and 600. Let us see now. The chief accountant of the organization has ascertained the following information. One is product X, 2 is product Y, details of materials spent 10 and 12.50 respectively, and selling price per unit 30 and 50 rupees fixed. Direct labor at 0.25 per hour and 20 hours, 30 hours are the direct labor hours worked. Variable overheads 100% of labor and fixed overheads rupees 10,000. These are all the details given for product X and Y. We will answer, right, which product mix is better or which sales mix is better. Saying that step 1, statement showing marginal cost and contribution of products See here, there are different items, product X and product Y. So put up columns like particulars, product X and product Y. Check down first selling price per unit. Selling price per unit, I think 30 rupees and 50 rupees. It is given in the question itself. $30 and $50 less variable cost, see here, variable cost, direct material, direct materials, direct labor, variable overheads, the cost per unit of those items 10, 5 and 5 as given in the second part of the question, 12.50, 7.50 and 7.50. Now total of them and put up here 20, 27.50. So 30 minus 20, selling price minus variable cost, 50 minus 27.50, the answer is 10 and the answer is 22.50. This is what is called contribution. Contribution per unit. See, the selling price is 30 rupees and 50 rupees respectively for product X and Y fixed, and variable cost of direct materials, labor and variable overheads of 10, 5, 5, 20 rupees of X, 12.50, 7.50, 7.50, 27.50 of Y. So differentiate the variable cost with selling price, you will get contribution 10 and 22.50 respectively for product X and Y. Following the statement wherein we calculated the contribution per unit of the product, we are going to have now the comparative profit of sales mixes. So this is second step. Step 2, that calculation of comparative profit of sales mix. Comparative profit of all sales mixes. Okay. We see one by one. The sales mix one is that 1800 units of X. 1800 units of X. Only producing X in 1800 units. What will be the profitability? 1800 units contribution is equal to 1800 into contribution of X is 10 rupees per unit, so 18,000. What is the fixed cost? What is the fixed cost? 10,000 rupees. So the balance is 8,000 in the case of first mix as profit. Profit in mix 1. Okay, let's go to the next. Second, 1200 units of Y. Only producing Y product, what will be the effect of profitability? So contribution of Y for 1200 units, what will happen? 22.50. So amount is 22 and 44, 26,400 and 200 into 50. So 27,000. So fixed cost is equal to 10,000 rupees. So 17,000 rupees is the profit in the second mix. Profit of second mix, mix 2. and we go to third. Mix is that 1200 units of X and 400 units of Y. So contribution X is equal to 1200 into 10, Y 400 into 22.50. So what will happen? 1200 into 10, 12,000 rupees of contribution of X, and 400 into 22.50 becomes 9,000. So 21,000 is the total contribution. Less fixed cost. Less fixed cost 10,000. So that 11,000 rupees is the profit in mix 3. Mix 3 profit is 11,000. We go to the next. Fourth, that 900 units of X and 600 units of Y. This is fourth. Apply again the contribution of X and Y. 900 units, 600 units into 900 into what? 10. 600 into 22.50. So 900 into 10, 9,000, and 600 into 22.50, 13,500. So total 22,500. So total contribution is equal to 22,500 minus apply the fixed cost so as to know the profit, again 10,000. So profit in mix 4 is equal to 12,500. So write down here profit of mixes 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 is 12,500. Go back and see. 1 is 8,000, 2 is 17,000, 3 is 11,000. 1 is 8,000, 2 is 17,000 and 3 is 11,000. So which profit is better than that of all others? Mix 2 may be adopted. Mix 2. So you have to answer like, from the analysis, it is revealed that, or it is decided that, or it is recommended that. Likewise you answer, because being it is a decision making problem, you have to make out a decision from the above analysis. From the above analysis, it is understood that product mix 2, that is 1200 units of Y only, is having more profitability than other mixes. Hence, it is recommended for adoption. The reason is that The reason is that it has highest contribution margin, and also profit among 4 different mixes given. 4 different mixes given. So this is one more decision, product mix or sales mix. Right? Let's go to the plant merger decision. Plant merger decision, that a very simple decision, which plant is available and which plant is better, or from the available plant which can be merged for more profitability. This is what is going to be seen using a question, that plant merger decision. The following are the operating details of 2 plants operating under the same management. One is plant A, the other is plant B, and sales of the plant A rupees 10 lakhs, the sales of the plant B 8 lakhs. Variable cost of plant A 6 lakhs, plant B 5 lakhs, fixed cost 2 lakhs and 1 lakh. So sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution and fixed cost is equal to profit, but the capacity of operation is 100% and 50% respectively in plant A and B. Right? Let's see the other details. It is proposed to merge both the plants. You are required to ascertain break-even sales and break-even capacity of the merged plants, profit and profitability of operating the merged plants at 90% of the capacity, then capacity level of operation if profit of 4 lakhs rupees, the profit made by both plants before merger has to be made by the merged plant. So you are required to ascertain, one is break-even sales, the other is break-even capacity of merged plant. Once the plant merger happens, what will be the profit and profitability of operating the merged plants at 90% of the capacity, and also the capacity level of operation if profit of rupees 4 lakhs has to be made by the merged plant. So for which we have to answer in different steps. Right? See here, these are all to be answered at a different level, and particularly 90% of the capacity. And capacity level of operation if profit of 4 lakhs. Right? Okay. Let me take all of you to different steps to understand what are all the things to be done very carefully. So step 1, very comprehensive question, please listen. Statement showing cost and profit. Statement showing cost and profit of plant A and B before and after merger. Before and after merger. So first of all we see statement showing cost and profit. There are to be columns like particulars, plant A at 100% capacity, plant B at 50% capacity, again plant B at 100% capacity, and merged plant at 100% capacity. Merged plant at 100% capacity. These are the columns to be opened like this. See here, I'll take first sales. 10 lakhs is given and 8 lakhs. From the question, we have derived the sales of both the plant A and B at 100% and 50% capacity respectively. But once you make plant B at 100%, what would happen? 16 lakhs would be the sales. And both of 100% merged means it become 26 lakhs. Right? Is it 26 lakhs? Yes. 26 lakhs. Then variable cost, six lakhs given, 5 lakhs given. Once it become for 100%, it would become 10 lakhs. So 10 plus 6 is 16 lakhs. Okay. Now finish with this, finding out contribution. 4 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 6 lakhs and 10 lakhs. Now find out, applying the fixed cost, the profit. 2 lakhs. Here it is given as 1 lakh. When it becomes for 100, merged, so 2 lakhs again. So 2 plus 2, 4 lakhs. 2 plus, sorry. Fixed cost, it remain constant, no? So it cannot be multiplied. And that fixed cost, 1 lakh rupees at 50% capacity, is applied for even it becomes 100% capacity. So 1 lakh. Total is 3 lakhs. So what is the difference? Find it out. What is here? 4 minus 2, 2 lakhs. 3 minus 1, 2 lakhs. 6 minus 1, 5 lakhs. And 10 minus 3, 7 lakhs. What is it called? Profit. See, there is a note. Understand? It is necessary to merge both the plants at a common capacity level, preferably. What is common capacity level? Preferably 100%. That is why we are done at 100% capacity level. The second step answer is that step 2 is to find out what they have asked, break even sales and break even capacity of merged plants. So do you understand? Break even sales and break even capacity of merged plants. Now PV ratio of merged plant. What is the formula for PV ratio that you know pretty well? Is equal to contribution by sales into 100. Right. What is the contribution of merged plant? Seeing the previous page, just to take into account 10 lakhs the contribution, 26 lakhs is the sales into 100. So what will it become? 5 by 13 or 5 by 13 or 38.46% approximately. Right. Break even point of merged plant. Break even point of merged plant is equal to fixed cost by profit volume ratio. Right. What is the fixed cost? Fixed cost is 3 lakhs and 5 by 13 or 38.46. What would be the answer? Again 3 lakhs into 13 by 5. So 7 lakhs 80,000 approximately the break even point. Okay. What is break even capacity? Break even capacity is equal to break even sales by full capacity, 100% capacity of course, into 100. Break even sales is 7 lakhs 80,000, right? Divided by full capacity is 26 lakhs. That's what we have calculated in the previous statement, into 100. So break even capacity is 30%. So this is another step to find out the break even sales and break even capacity. And we go to the third step, I think, the profit and profitability. Profit and profitability of operating the merged plant. The merged plant at 90% of the capacity. This is what they have asked in the second question. 90% of the capacity. Right. 90% of capacity of merged plant. 90% of capacity of merged plant is equal to what? 26 lakhs is 100% capacity into 90% is equal to 23 lakhs 40,000 is the sales. So 90% capacity. Now contribution is equal to sales into profit volume ratio. What is the sales of 90% capacity of merged plant? 23 lakhs 40,000, right, into 5 by 13 is equal to rupees 9 lakhs is the contribution. Okay. Let's go to the next stage, profitability. Profitability is equal to profit by sales into 100. What is the profit? 6 lakhs divided by sales is at 90% capacity 23 lakhs 40,000 into 100 is equal to 25.64%. So this is the third step in which we have calculated the profit and profitability of operating the merged plant at 90% of the capacity. Of course, we have known pretty well that 100% of the capacity is 26 lakhs of sales, in which 90% is 23 lakhs 40,000. So we have calculated the profitability 25.64% in the case of 90% of the merged plant. Right? Review. Right? In the first step, we have calculated the cost and profit profit is 2 lakhs in plant A at 100% capacity actually, plant B at 50% capacity 2 lakhs actually, and plant B at 100% capacity merged with the fixed cost to remain constant 5 lakhs, and merged plant at 100% capacity is 7 lakhs. And in the second step, we have calculated the PV ratio of merged plant at 38.46% or 5/13, and the break-even point of merged plant is 7,80,000, and the capacity of the break-even is 30%. And in the third step, we have calculated the profit and profitability of operating the merged plant. When you go for operating the merged plant at 90% of the capacity, you should have known that 90% of capacity at merged plant, what is the sales and what would be the contribution and what is the profitability. We have calculated respectively the 90% of capacity of merged plant 2340, and out of which capacity we have got the contribution of 9 lakhs and profitability of 25.64%. Let's go to the next step. Step 4, capacity level of operation to make a profit of rupees 4 lakhs. Capacity level of operation to make a profit of rupees 4 lakhs. So find out the required sales is equal to required profit plus fixed cost divided by new profit volume ratio. So now 4 lakhs is the required profit, they said in the question itself, and 3 lakhs is the fixed cost divided by the profit volume ratio is 5/13 or 38.46%. So 7 lakhs into 13 by 5 is equal to 18,20,000. So required sales is 18,20,000 rupees. And continuing that, required capacity level of operation. Required capacity level of operation we need to find out. See here, the required capacity level of operation is equal to required sales, what we have calculated in the earlier step, required sales by full capacity into 100. So required sales is 18,20,000 divided by full capacity 26 lakhs into 100 is equal to 70%. Apply here 3, 3, 1, 1. So this 0. So 18, 20 by 26. Right. With this, we have now got a required capacity level of operation is 70%. So that what could be recommended in the case of plant merger? They have asked only not to recommend to compute break-even sales, break-even capacity, profit, profitability of operating the merged plant, and capacity level of operation has to be made by the merged plant. So by which we could recommend that this plant of operation, the merger is appreciated and carried forward to sustain the business prospects. We can say that it is recommended or it is highly accepted, right? This is because of the plant merger happened, plant merger decision. So please do understand, the plant merger decision that reveals only the profitability, the level of capacity, and also the profit volume ratio towards the contribution margin and profit. So with this, I would recommend both of the illustrations what we have taken for sales mix and plant merger would be feasible for yourself, and I hope that I would have made understood all of you to make a managerial decision in this regard. Okay, wish you all the best.